Well, hi there. Thanks for joining us for today's STLP Quick Shot, where we take one concept and we boil it down into all the information that you need and get it to you in as short as possible, no longer than 20 minutes. That's the fastest PD you're ever going to get. So let's jump right in. To keep myself safe, I'm going to go ahead and start my timer to say we've got 20 minutes now to get together and talk to you about STLP 101. This is a short video that is going to be an introduction to STLP for new coaches. So all the folks that have jumped in this year to step up and lead STLP for your school, we want to say thank you. We want to say welcome. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. We're going to give you the basics, the background right now today so that you can jump in with both feet and provide the best possible opportunities for your students this year. Now, important to note that what we have in this video is information specific to the 2024-2025 school year. So if you're watching this a couple years from now, this isn't what you're looking for. Look for the most up-to-date information and your current school year. So let's jump right into it. We're going to get into how you're going to get started with STLP. And to do that, I just want to start by introducing myself. I'm Jeff Sobalski, best job in the state. I say it all the time because I get to be the program lead, statewide program lead for the Student Technology Leadership Program. Here's all my info. You can pause the screen, which is the beauty of pause, and catch up with me. But my team is not just me. There's lots of folks who help out as volunteers around the state, but we're lucky enough that we have a couple of other folks on the team who help lead some of our categories. You're also going to get to know Mr. Matt Cressline, who is coming to us from previously in Warren County, Kentucky, is helping out with lots of different areas of STLP as our assistant. And also, of course, Miss Erin Wofford, who is no stranger to EdTech in Kentucky and is also helping out. Specifically, she's focused on creative digital arts. So we'll get with the basics. We're not going to assume that you have anything, okay? We're going to look at what the preconceived notions might be, and we're going to build around that. So what is STLP? Well, of course, the Student Technology Leadership Program. The history behind it is, bottom line, we've made a huge investment across the state into technology in the schools. We were the first state in the country to have high-speed internet to every school. That's right. All of our schools are connected and have been for 20 plus years. But once that investment was made in technology for the use in learning and for students, it was important for us to also have a way to demonstrate the effectiveness of those investments. So hence the STLP Student Technology Leadership Program for the state of Kentucky was born so that we could make sure that we can highlight the great things that students are doing with these technology investments that we have made over the years. Today, what it really is about is all that is still alive, but now it's really also about making sure that students have a way to demonstrate what they've learned, to have a bright spotlight shined upon them so that they can get recognition for the amazing things that they are creating, doing, designing through the technology that you and your school are providing them. So that's it in a nutshell. We've been around since 1994. You can see there's lots of schools across the state that are involved. Tens of thousands of students and thousands of volunteers help keep STLP alive. This year, however, we are still celebrating our 30th anniversary. There's not a lot of educational initiatives around the state that you could say have been around for 30 years. So you know we're doing something right. You know it's something worth staying involved in. So you've made the right decision by being an STLP coach. Great job. Congrats. Welcome to the team. Now, it's important for us to recognize that everything we do with STLP is based on academic standards. So specifically for STLP, the Kentucky Academic Standards for Technology are embedded into all things that we do through STLP. All of the categories, all of the challenges, all of the competitions come out of these 7 tech standards. Now, you can get very specific, and we'll take a look at a second where you can actually see these standards in action. However, it's also important to know that we also are entwined with the Library of Media Standards and the Kentucky Academic Standards for Computer Science. All woven into what we do. It's the fabric of STLP. The tech standards are the foundation of STLP. And you'll understand a little bit more about what that is. But know that as you're using STLP in your classroom, in your school. And that's right. It's important to recognize that STLP is the most effective when it is more than a club and it lives throughout your school throughout the day. We know that students are using technology to learn and demonstrate what they've learned. So STLP can leverage that technology, those creations, and use it for some fun academic-based competitions. Okay? Super low level there, but bottom line, you got to know the standards are entwined in everything we do. And we really think about STLP as 3 big events. Now, granted, it goes throughout the year, but these are the events that happen as part of a competition that will engage the students and excite them about sharing what they do and what they know and what they love. And those 3 areas are creative digital arts, which we'll explain, also projects, and these live challenges that occur as part of the STLP State Championship. Let's break them down and look at each one individually. Now, creative digital arts. This is a super popular one of the big 3. Creative digital arts is essentially students creating, building, making, designing something that is arts related. So this is where you think about digital art, where you think about digital music, where you think about augmented reality. These are things that creatively students are developing, creating, and sharing. And then as the STLP coach, your task is to collect and curate links to these works and submit them on behalf of your students for your STLP. Now, once these creations are submitted online, then we have volunteer judges from across the state who come in using the rubrics. And each category we have, you'll see, has a rubric for every competition. And using those rubrics, they're going to assign some scores. They're going to figure out who our state semifinalists are, who our finalists are. And your students, without even leaving the building, could participate in STLP and become state champions with recognition, trophies. The whole spiel could happen to your students without ever leaving your classroom. Now, we want everyone to still come and participate at the state championship and get out of the building and interact with other STLPs. But if you don't, CDA or the Creative Digital Arts competitions can happen fully 100% in your building. Now, here's the thing too. With CDA, this is the perfect time where we talk about STLP being your whole school. Now, students are creating these artifacts as part of learning in other classes as well. Now, some are doing it because of pure love. They do it as a hobby. They do it on their own in the evenings. But some of this is actually happening in classrooms throughout your school. And the task of the coach is to help other teachers identify some of these opportunities to let these students shine. So reach out to the art teacher. Are they doing something digitally? Reach out to the social studies teacher. Have they done a documentary, something that could be submitted as part of the CDA competition? Think about that and think outside of and I hate to say this, think outside of the box, but think outside of just the club formality. Think of your whole school. Every student's using technology to create, so every student can be part of CDA. If you need more help on the CDA, you're going to see here's a link on the screen. You'll jump out to stlp.education.ky.gov/CDA. CDA is that Creative Digital Arts, and you can get more information, get registered, look at all the rubrics there. And remember, this is Miss Erin Wofford. She is going to be your guide through the CDA category throughout the year. And our second of the big 3 events is the project cycle. This is something that most people are probably more familiar with when they think about STLP. This is where your students are identifying an issue, a problem, or a challenge, and they are creating their own solutions to the challenge using a technology-based solution, whether they're coding something, whether they're building something, whether they're telling a story using technology. Then what we do throughout the course of the year, there are multiple levels, and you'll go through this process of the project cycle where at the start of the year, it is really just about designing the idea of the project, thinking about what it's going to be, and maybe pitching the project locally at the local district level to determine which projects are going to be submitted on behalf of your school. There is a limit per school. on how many projects can be submitted. In this case, it is 4 is the baseline, and there's some other opportunities out there for that number to increase. But generally speaking, it's going to be 4 projects per school can be submitted for the project competition. Now, in November, we'll have what is called level 1, and this is where your students will actually tell the story. They'll jump online. It's all virtual. They'll jump online at a pre-designated time and talk about the progress that their progress that their project has made up to that point. And there are some very simple guiding questions. There are 7 guiding questions that the team will need to address for the judges. How you present that, completely up to you. Because it is a digital format, we encourage folks to use technology to do their presentations, whether that is a slide deck, whether that is multiple people on screen, whether they're acting out a skit. Whatever the case is, you're going to jump into a Google Meet on November 20th, share your project with judges, get some feedback, and hopefully they will get advanced on to level 2, which is the state semifinals. This is where you come, and this is where you think about, a lot of folks envision level 2 judging for projects to be kind of like your stereotypical science fair project, right? You got a table, you have a big presentation space. It's up to you to bring what you want to present. And at that point, now we're talking April 23rd, this is where students are actually talking about what they've done with their project. They're presenting their findings, so to speak. And hopefully they'll advance from level 2 onto level 3, which is the second round of judging that day on April 23rd, where we will select our top 20, our elite 8, our runner-up, and our top 4 champion project teams, who will move on and to level 4, where they represent all of Kentucky at the International Society for Technology and Education Conference. This year, I believe it's in San Antonio, Texas. We pay for everything. You just get your students there to shine and to demonstrate all the great stuff that's going on with STLP in the state of Kentucky. So there's lots of stuff to get involved. We have got projects, so many resources here for you. Jump into education.ky.gov/projects. Look for the information for this year. You're going to get the project toolkit. You're going to see all the rubrics, all the resources you need to get projects off the ground will be right there. And then last but not least of our 3 big challenges, 3 big events, is the STLP challenges. These occur at our April 23rd STLP State Championship event in Lexington, Kentucky at Central Bank Center, Rupp Arena. Now we fill the place, and the challenges take place throughout the location. We have multiple, I think almost 22 challenges going on. And challenges are something that you don't necessarily have to pre-qualify for. You can sign up in advance and then come and join a challenge that day. Those challenges range from everything from a coding challenge to a website design challenge. There are several robotics challenges, and it's all about students coming into a live setting and demonstrating their skill set, sometimes competing directly against other students and sometimes giving presentations to judges. These challenges take the day, but it also means that those students are free to engage in other fun activities at the state championship. So jump out to this web address, stlp.education.ky.gov/state, and there will be more and more information posted there throughout the year. As we get closer to April, you can find out more about those challenges. And I'm going to show you in a spot just in a second where you can find all of this information that I've just been talking about and blast it at you in one convenient spot that you can explore at your own pace. Now, that state championship, we don't have to get too deep into it, but I would want you to start thinking about planning now. Even if you don't join any competitions as part of an STLP this entire year, I will still encourage you to think now about getting permission, securing transportation, getting support to bring some, if not all of your STLP students to the state championship in Lexington. It is an amazing day where we take over downtown Lexington, we take over Rupp Arena, and it is just the most massive, amazing, chaotic, fun, unforgettable celebration of students using technology to learn in the state for sure, possibly in the country. There are so many activities at the state championship that are not competition based. It is so amazing to come and let students interact with their peers, see what other schools and other STLPs are doing with technology. And of course, here we are, the picture you see on the screen, that's us celebrating during our big award show at the end of the day inside Rupp Arena. I think we were just getting started in this video. I think the stands are still filling up a little bit. But it is an amazing day. We love getting to celebrate the students. We love that we can broadcast these celebrations live on KET. We have lots of great partners who come in and provide hands-on opportunities and activities as part of our STLP experience. So be thinking now, April 23rd is the big date. Lock that on your calendar and start planning now to get some, even if you can't bring students, see if you can get yourself there. Seeing the state championship and seeing all these different aspects of STLP together in one place is so helpful as a new coach to have a grasp on what we're talking about. All these rubrics and resources are great online, but until you can see students actually in action, demonstrating the amazing things that they're doing, then it really clicks into place. And here's another pro tip. If you're maybe struggling a little bit to get administrative buy-in to STLP in your school, another great opportunity is if you can get your principal, get a superintendent, get someone in an administrative role to the state championship, 100% guaranteed. Every single time we have leadership from a district or a school come to the state championship, they look at the coaches and say, why haven't we been doing this all along? This is amazing. And they cannot wait to support STLP in their school, in their district when they get back. It is a perfect opportunity to sort of lobby for the value of STLP, and all it costs is a trip to Rupp Arena on April 23rd. Totally worth it. Now, things you can do today, right? We've just talked, that was a big, fast overview, but things you can do today to get started if you haven't, okay? You can already know that you can jump out to our website at stlp.education.ky.gov, or it's really simple just to do a web search for STLP. And typically we are the first several links that pop up. Jump in there, look at the website. It is a treasure trove of connecting the dots for brand new folks. Once you get past that sort of cursory, here's what STLP is about on the website, then you're going to dig a little bit deeper. And if you go out to the STLP Super Sheet, which you'll see links on the website, this is where we have taken all of these activities, these dozens and dozens of different activities available K through 12 to every school in the state free of charge. And we put it in one spreadsheet where you can look at everything. What's happening in the fall, what happens with CDA, what happens at state. There's registration deadlines, all the links to every rubric, everything you need to get through the year is right there. Definitely check it out. Also, the level up badges. If this is something that you're really getting STLP off the ground for the first time and you're looking for some activities and some ways to quickly engage your students with STLP based events, activities, technology focused things, the level up badges, you'll get a chance to go and take a look at those because there are quite literally hundreds of different activities in there that are sort of self-proclaimed. If you go in and you participate in one of these little activities, let's say you participate, this is October, let's say you participate in the Cybersecurity Awareness Month activity. There's a badge that your STLP can earn. And you'll see on Twitter as you go out the year, or also on Facebook, on different social media, lots of STLPs choose to then print out each badge that they earn and make a bulletin board. And it's pretty awesome to see all of the badges build up over the course of the year to demonstrate how your students are getting involved with STLP and how they're using technology to advance their learning, but also make their school a better place. Again, a great way to get administrative buy-in is when they start seeing this bulletin board filling up with these cool badges and they start asking questions, what's going on here? That's the way to go and way to demonstrate it. But also, if you're looking for things to do, you're not entirely sure what to do with your STLP group, the level up badges give you pages and pages of scripted activities that are they're short. Each one is designed to be something that you could do in one class period, one afternoon, maybe over a course of 1 or 2 if there's a little bit of research involved. But the students, this is a student-friendly activity where it's colorful, it's visual, and it engages them to dig in and explore the different areas of STLP for themselves. And then, of course, the last thing that I would say is just jump in. We have lots of activities. There are going to be opportunities for you to volunteer as a judge. There's going to be opportunities for you to submit things and to hear different trainings, to jump in and follow some of these quick shot videos. Don't hesitate. Jump in, go to stlp.education.ky.gov/launch for lots of resources that will get you off the ground. But step 1, 2, and 3, first thing you want to do if you haven't yet is fill out the Get Recognized form. It's a quick online form, and it will get you on the list of all the STLPs in the state so we can make sure that we communicate directly with you with updates, information via email. You'll never be out of the loop. You never have to worry about missing something on the webpage getting updated, because all you need to do is fill out that form, get your school on the map, and get your email in our list. Now, other ways you can get connected, step 2 is there is the KY STLP listserv. And this is a super popular way to communicate because it's not just one-way interaction. This is where you as a coach can reach out and send a question or a message to the listserv, and the thousands of people who are STLP coaches or STLP participants can see your message in their inbox, and you will get a sort of a crowdsourced solution brought back to you. And then if you don't get a quick solution, also myself, Matt, Aaron, we typically will also jump in and make sure that we get your your questions answered. But that listserv is a valuable resource. Get recognized so we can get your email, join the listserv, and then step 3, just get involved. STLP is about interaction. It's about action. It's about activity. It's about participation. Jump in. You can't do it wrong. Fill out the forms, submit something as part of a registration. We'll get you the info, get some kids. You don't have to worry. We are all about trying to help students be successful. You're going to find this is not an organization that is about gotchas or ahas about student competition. We use the competition as sort of a smoke and mirrors to get students to learn and to demonstrate what they're learning. And then we use that competition as an opportunity to celebrate what your kids are doing. That's what it's about. It's really not about rules and regulations. We're going to work with you if you have questions, if you find yourself in a unique situation because of the makeup of your school. We'll work with you to make sure that you can still participate at the highest possible level that works for you. Okay? You just need to reach out and make sure that we are communicating. Again, those level up badges are super important. Here's the resources. Make sure, look, we know there is a ton of stuff. It's a lot. As an STLP coach, if you're brand new, you're looking at this list of things and you're thinking, oh my gosh, where do I even begin? There's so much to look for. So we're going to take you through it. We're going to be here with you step by step. Reach out to myself, Matt, Aaron, and we are going to make sure that you understand where these resources are, how you can put these resources to the best possible use for your students, and how you can get your kids involved right away. If you have questions, I know you have my email. It's on the front, but stlp@education.ky.gov. If you email that address, that goes to all 3 of us here in the STLP office, and you'll get an answer super quick because between the 3 of us, we're always watching for the inbox to ding, and we are as quick as possible. If we can't get you the answer, we know how to connect you with other folks and make sure we get the answer to you that you need. Don't hesitate to reach out and email us throughout the year. So glad again that you've joined us to be an STLP coach for the 2024-25 season. Again, my name's Jeff. Welcome to the team, and thanks for sticking around and watching this quick shot. See you soon.